Hi, I'm Martha Lourey-Bird, Director of Program Development and Delivery for Weight Watchers Australia and New Zealand. Many of you would remember Karen Miller-Kovac, our Chief Scientific Officer, who presented to you when we introduced ProPoints back in 2011. Karen has recently retired and handed over the role of Chief Science Officer to Gary Foster. I would now like to introduce you to Gary, as you will be seeing and hearing from him a lot more as we lead up to 2015. Gary has been sharing the Chief Science role at Weight Watchers since last year, and he has clinical psychology experience in treating obesity both in individual and group settings for over 25 years. His scientific interests include the prevention, behaviour, treatment and effects of obesity in both adults and children. And he has presented at scientific conferences worldwide. He has received numerous awards and honours, and he has authored or co-authored over 160 scientific publications, as well as 3 books within the area of obesity. As Karen was a dietitian, we know that the ProPoints plan works. Now that we have Gary, who is a behavioural psychologist, it's really exciting to know that a focus of the program going forward will be on members' lifestyle changes and how we can support them make really positive behavioural changes in order to achieve their weight loss goals. So in the following clip, you will see the presentation Gary did for the leaders in North America last year on the Perfect 4. Thank you.
We know with any weight control effort that the first 4 weeks are critical. They're critical for a couple reasons. We know data-wise that those who lose more weight in the first 4 weeks will have greater weight loss, not just at 6 months, not just at a year, but fully 2 years out. So we want to give our members, we're obliged to give our members the best successful start. And remember, these first 4 weeks are that important, so we should be spending a lot of time cultivating, rewarding, and nurturing these newbies, if you will. Go back to whenever you started. Think about that perspective. You know this well. You take care of new members all the time. The complexity that they're faced with, the emotional stuff that's happening. They've made a decision. It's now public. They're showing up somewhere. They're voting with their feet for us to help them. Part of what we can do is to make this simpler for them. We all have tons of knowledge. I'm not sure our members need all that knowledge. What they need is our help and support on how to execute the best possible start. Yeah, somebody walks in and you're sort of busy with the transaction stuff and making sure they're signed up and they get their booklet and everything's right, and that's critically important. But sometimes it's easier to chat it up with somebody who's been coming for 3, 4, 5 months. And sometimes in a group of 40, it's easier to overlook people you don't know that well. And what we're saying is not to ignore our most senior members by any means, but maybe to pay extra attention to these people in their first 4 weeks. Now, let's be clear, we do a lot better than most people in keeping members. We have lots of room for improvement, especially in these first 4 weeks. So simply put, if the first 4 weeks are so important, we should act like it. We should expect in some ways members not to come back next week. What could we do differently that would make them, would be a compelling case to bring them back? I don't need to tell you what these are. They're simple things. They're very personal things. Asking about a daughter's soccer game, asking about a recital, asking about a tough day at work, things that you've made a personal connection with your members about. Again, this is so easy to talk about and so hard to do when you have 20, 30, 40 people lined up to get weighed. I get it. On the other hand, I think we have to challenge ourselves as an organization to say if these first 4 weeks are so important, we need to sort of walk the walk. We need to help our members be successful. Instead of keeping awards towards the back end of the process, when somebody hits a 5% or a 10% weight loss goal, if we believe 4 weeks is important, let's give people an award when they come to the first 4 weeks. Very simple, but very powerful. You all know the power of rewards in the group and how people are excited to get their Bravo stickers and they're excited to get their charms and their key rings. So what we're saying is that's great, but let's really reinforce these first 4 weeks because they're so important to our members' success. Another thing that's really helpful by celebrating and acknowledging this first 4-week accomplishment is to get people to talk about it. Think about how a group would respond. Somebody who's been there for their first 4 weeks, somebody who's been there for 4 years, somebody who's been there for 4 months. It's a nice way to get a group to think about their own history. Boy, I remember during my first 4 weeks, wouldn't it be great to ask a more senior member of the meeting to say, hey, would you mind sharing what your first 4 weeks were like? And if you were going to give some advice right now to somebody early in the process, what would you say? In addition to the person who's being celebrated for their first 4 weeks and the person who's a more senior member who's giving back some wisdom and advice, think about it from the perspective of somebody who's at their first meeting. What a great experience to see somebody acknowledged for being there for 4 weeks. The message is, I guess 4 weeks is important. I guess it's really important to get to the first 4 meetings. That's a great thing. And it gives them a goal to shoot for. And it's not 4 months from now, by the way. It's only 2 or 3 weeks from now. So we're really excited organizationally to say we're going to celebrate this first 4 weeks. And then we're also going to use it as an opportunity to galvanize the group, to help newer members, 4-week members, 4-year, 4-month members. So we're really excited about it.